Hello everyone! In this PECHA KUCHA presentation, we will try to answer the following question. How can the PR industry resist the fake news era? To do so, we will first focus on the definition and the origins of the fake news trends, its current impact on the PR sector, to finally review a guideline to follow for PR professionals. Now, did you know that misinformation was 2018 Word of the Year? It can be defined as a wrong information which is given to someone often, but not always, in a deliberate attempt to make them believe something which is not true. Last year's words reflect the current rise of both online and offline falsehoods, a phenomenon called the fake news era. It exists 7 types of fake news, from satire or parody, when there is no intention to cause harm but has potential to fool, to false context, when genuine content is shared with false contextual information, and finally, fabricated content, when a new content is 100% false, designed to deceive and do harm. The expression fake news was popularized by the President of the United States. Since he was elected, Donald Trump tweeted no less than 419 times about fake news. He even labeled some media fake news media. His behavior illustrates a first impact on this trend on the PR sector, the global loss of trust of the audience towards traditional media. Today, on the one hand, a quarter of people think that news media are not doing a good job in helping separate facts from fictions. In this case, the reasons mentioned by the public relate to bias, spin, and agendas. On the other hand, more than half of journalists say fake news accusations are causing audiences to become more skeptical about the content they produce. Now, what about online content? With more than 2.6 billion of social network users worldwide, more than half of them declare that they have already been confronted to fake news on social media, although they think they were able to detect them. We can only imagine how many were actually not able to detect manipulated or fabricated content. Overall, many people show distrust for most of what they read, hear, or watch, whether it is online or offline. By impacting the relation between the audience and the media in general, fake news have become a predominant issue to the PR industry, which sees its audience slipping through its fingers. What's next? Fake news can also be used as a weapon. Starbucks, Netflix, or Microsoft have all been victims of deliberately made up information to damage their reputation. In 2018, almost 90% of French people believe that fake news can have a great impact on companies' reputation, and they are right. At a wider scale, fake news can have dramatic consequences for global economy. What better or worse example than Brexit? From UK's payment to the EU to immigrant numbers, a recent study shows that Brexit was mined with misperceptions and fake news influencing the people's vote. Unsurprisingly, leaving the EU will bring significant change and complexity for all organizations. While most PR practitioners feel that their company is not happy with the government's approach to Brexit, they assess the risks, but also several opportunities brought by this situation. Just like for Brexit, there is a light at the end of the fake news tunnel for the PR industry. In this part, we will focus on the top behaviors to adopt, as well as the top things to do in order to avoid and prevent falsehoods damages. You can start taking notes. First, the reason why organizations are so impacted by fake news is because they are not thoughtless in this matter. Overpromising marketing, suspect tax strategies, deceptive green standards. To get over it, all companies must provide an impeccable clarity about their missions and mainspring, and they must share it with all their collaborators. Talking about collaborators, the partnership between journalism and PR must be enhanced. Because earned media still prevail, providing journalists with relevant and honest information via press releases and story pitches is a must, but also by arming brand spokespeople. Giving a qualitative content is a place to start, but it's also paramount to stick to reliable media. 75% of the public still considers traditional publications as trustworthy. Thus, even if competition is to be expected, there should be no question that your story is valid if it runs in the right media. Fact-checking is essential, however, it is humanly impossible to sound all the data. But machines can help. For instance, the Global Fake News Challenge explores how AI can combat fake news. AI in PR is also booming, and in 5 years, this technology will increasingly assist PR professionals and help us do a better job. But for now, the main challenge for organizations is to be able to react as quickly as possible. Containing a crisis in the digital age is a very difficult task. Indeed, more than 1/4 of crises spread to international media within an hour, and over 2/3 within 24 hours. To be ready, the best option is to create a fake news response playbook. As any other crisis plan, you should imagine different scenarios, from the smallest snag to the worst hoax, identify each escalation point, and always keep an emphasis on speed. Have your responses and communication strategy ready for any eventuality. Another way to minimize fake news damages is to build a community that will defend your organization. Having a committed audience can sometimes help to spot, respond, and dispel false information on your behalf. We talked earlier about the partnership with journalists. Well, they can be your best asset in this case too. In the end, fake news awareness can be a strong card to play for corporations. Standing as a defender of the truth by educating the audience to the risks of fake as well as deception can provide both credibility and a globally more vigilant public. As a conclusion, to resist the fake news era, PR industry must be clear and honest. It should provide journalists with the most precise and relevant information possible. PR practitioners should always stick to reliable media, have a fake news response plan ready, build a strong community, but also bring awareness on this matter.